Now, the Tobago Tourism Agency Limited is embarking on an upcycling initiative at Mount Irvine. And so joining us this morning to talk more about it are the Director of Product Development and Destination Management, Mr. Wendell Walker, and Product Development and Destination Officer, Wanda McEachran. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on Now.
Good morning, Kimberly. Thanks for having us.
Of course. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now, Wendell, I want to start with you first because is this the first upcycling initiative that we've seen from the agency, or was there one before, the one that's upcoming?
Okay, so actually the event passed. It was July the 6th, last Thursday. But it was the second initiative that we had in terms of upcycling. The first was also at Mount Irvine Beach Facility, and it involved the installation of a upcycle bench made from 30,000 plastic bottles. Our partners in that initiative were the UNDP, Green TNT, Flying Tree Environmental Management, and the Roxborough Police Youth Club Upcycling and Learning Center. So the one that we had last week was actually in connection with World Environment Day. So it's actually just to commemorate World Environment Day. So this involved 250 kilograms of plastic waste that went into the picnic bench, but it was also placed at Mount Irvine Beach.
Okay. And who would you have partnered with to bring this off the ground? And of course, you know, in keeping with that thrust to commemorate World Environment Day.
Right. So our partners would be Flying Tree Environmental Management. They're an NGO based in Trinidad. But they've also partnered in Tobago with the Roxborough Police Youth Club Upcycling and Learning Center. And they are sort of mentoring them in terms of being able to create products from waste plastic, so that they actually helped the club in terms of installing the picnic bench at Mount Irvine. So those are the main partners. The first initiative that we had in earlier this year in March involved the UNDP, Green TNT, and Flying Tree Environmental Management, and the Roxborough Police Youth Club.
Yeah. Wanda, I'm coming to you because I'm also wondering about the advantage or the benefits this can have to Tobago as a whole. Can you speak some more to that as well?
Well, just to step back a bit, we commemorated the World Environment Day, and the theme for this year was Solution to Plastic Pollution. As we know, plastics are everywhere, and this initiative was beneficial to the destination, and also it was geared to create awareness to persons to responsibly dispose of plastics, to help reduce the amount of plastics that go to our landfill. As you know, plastics takes over 400 years to rot. Yeah. So what we intend to do, this is just the first part of this initiative, and we intend to follow up by eventually having collection spots in the western side of the island to help persons collect plastics, responsibly sort their garbage, and take them to these collection spots, which we would be collaborating with other like-minded stakeholders on the western side of the island. Yeah. The point of this is we would eventually have these plastics taken to the Roxborough Upcycling Center where other items can be made. It's just a form of being totally responsible. And why Mount Irvine? Mount Irvine is one of the 3 beaches that are piloted for Blue Flag status. This means that we still have some criteria to engage in to be fully certified. Yeah. And being Blue Flag conscious and working towards certification means that we have to practice environmental activities. We have to do activities that will help reduce the carbon impact to the island. So yes, it's beneficial. It's beneficial to the destination, and it creates awareness. So it's a win-win all around.
Now, Wanda, before we get into the Blue Flag certification, I also wanted to know the overall mandate of the agency as it relates to green focus, because you mentioned some other initiatives that you're doing along with this one. And so how does that tie in to the entire green focus at the agency?
Well, one of the mandates of the agency is to work with like-minded, eco-sustainable stakeholders. At the end of the day, we would love to have Tobago being sustainable to have persons be aware of the ways to responsibly dispose of garbage, not just plastic, but also different types of garbage. And like I mentioned, we're within the blue flag realm, and as long as you're considering blue flag, you have to maintain other eco-sustainable activities. So in addition to the upcycling, next 2 weeks we would have an initiative on mangrove preservation and conservation. Next year we would have initiatives for Global Recycling Day, for Reef Day, for World Oceans Day, for World Earth Day. And I mean, just keep in touch with the agency on our Facebook and our Instagram to monitor our movements, because we are out there, we are visible, and we are always doing something to preserve the environment. It's just one part really of the Blue Flag Status Program.
All right, well, let's jump into Blue Flag Status Program. What is the Blue Flag Program? I mean, why should we have a sense of pride when we mention that one of our resources or services is under that sort of certification?
Okay, Blue Flag is a label, an eco-label that is given by an NGO based in Denmark, in Copenhagen in Denmark. You can have Blue Flag status for boats, for beaches, and for marinas. You may know that we have two Blue Flag certified boats in Tobago. What is Blue Flag? Blue Flag is an eco-label that says, where beaches are concerned, it says that your beaches are safe, are clean, the environment surrounding the beach, the infrastructure surrounding the beaches are clean and free from any type of pollution, any type of debris. It also includes any reef or any sensitive area within the area of the particular beach, and it simply means safe beaches, clean water.
Yeah. Wanda, did you say 2 of our beaches have that Blue Flag status?
Actually, in Tobago, we have 3, which was a historic, it was a historic moment for us. So we have Kings Bay, we have Bloody Bay, and those 2 are within the Manan Biosphere area, and we have Mount Irvine.
Nice.
Mount Irvine being the most popular beach within the 3, which is why we tend to focus a lot of the eco activities within Mount Irvine and that area.
Yeah. Wendell, I'm coming back to you because it seems as if the agency is very, very busy, not just as it relates to initiatives, but also that green focus. How is the agency ready to pivot in a post-pandemic environment to ensure that all the initiatives that they're planning actually come to fruition?
Thank you for the question. So post-COVID, we found that trends in travel tended to be more eco-focused. We had eco-conscious travelers who were shying away from large resorts and looking for destinations that had a commitment to environmental sustainability. So we started in 2020 under FEE, the Foundation for Environmental Education that Wanda mentioned, Green Key program. And Green Key relates to hotels, hostels, and small accommodation. So what you have is that these properties actually follow different environmental practices based on sustainable factors. So they will do things like recycling. You look at energy saving. You look at things like composting. You look at their connection to the community. Do they support farmers in the community? Those are some of the criteria that you have for Green Key certification. And actually, if I can mention, we have a ceremony tomorrow where three properties will be awarded Green Key certification. So we have 7 in total on the island, and this is actually the most properties within the English-speaking Caribbean. So Tobago has a competitive advantage in that aspect, and actual tangible commitment to environmental sustainability.
Can you mention the additional 3 buildings that will be given that sort of status?
So there are 3 properties, Banana Quit, House of Grace, and Tropical Apartments. Those are the 3 properties. Banana Quit is actually being recertified because they were certified before.
Yeah. And in terms of upcycling, I mean, normally when we talk about, having better ways to sort of be green and, to sort of protect the environment. We think about recycling, but here's an upcycling project that, the agency is embarking on. What is the main focus and why did you go in an upcycling way as opposed to recycling?
Okay, so with recycling, most of the items that are processed, either shredded or baled, are actually exported. With upcycling, you could actually have a tangible product. So in this case, we use the picnic benches, but you could also have practical things like flower pots, plaques, number of different things. So what we found was that this was a way to actually use all the plastics and stop the plastics from going into the landfill, from littering the beaches, so that visitors wouldn't encounter plastics material at the waterfalls, at the beaches. And one of the more important things would be plastic getting into the seas. You know that the sea turtles are one of the main attractions for in terms of marine life. And sometimes they mistake those pieces of plastic or plastic bags for jellyfish. And they die from consuming it.
Of course.
So anything that we could do to stop plastic from getting into the environment, either on land or in the sea, we're actually happy to pursue avenues like that. But the main thing with upcycling is that you actually have a tangible product that can be used every day. So one of the things that we're looking at, the benches were made from plastic lumber. So these are done in 13-foot lengths, and then they're cut to make whatever you want to do. Now that has a number of applications for us, practical applications. Apart from the benches, it could also be used for jetties and so on. And because it's made from plastic, it's not like wood is resistant to corrosion, to sea, to erosion from the salt from sea. So, and it lasts for a long time. So it's sort of a win-win situation, as Wanda mentioned, taking plastics out of the environment and putting them to a practical use.
Wanda, I know that it seemed as if you wanted to say something quickly. I can give you the time, but I also want to know, is the agency embarking on any sort of initiative to also teach Tobagonians how to upcycle? Now, Wanda, I'm giving you 1 minute to answer those two questions, so as quickly as you can do it.
Kimberly, you've gone quite quiet. I'm hardly hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
A little better.
All right. So I'm saying, I'm not sure if you wanted to add to what Wendell was saying about the upcycling. And also with 1 minute left quickly, is the agency looking into teaching Tobagonians how to upcycle as well?
Actually, like I mentioned before, this is just the first part of the entire upcycling initiative. Yes, we will be going into schools and we will be having further demonstrations with the Roxborough Police Youth Club Upcycling Center. They have begun doing it at some schools in the eastern side of the island. But yes, we will be including the schools and encouraging the youngsters to responsibly dispose of plastics. It has to start with the younger ones. In wrapping up, I would like to just send an appeal to persons. Please don't just throw the plastics on the ground. They can't find garbage cans and climb in. We have to be more responsible. We have only one Earth. We need to protect it. And for further information, please feel free to reach out to us at info@tobagotourism.org or communications@tobagotourism.org, or like and share our Facebook page and Instagram. We'd love to hear from you.
Thank you so much for having me. Of course. Thank you so much, Wendell, and of course, Wanda from the Tobago Tourism Agency for joining us this morning. You're on the Now Morning Show. We're going to take a break and be right back. Stay with us.